So welcome back to my channel. It's a beautiful day today. Hope everyone's having a great day. And I would like to thank Glenda Sully for shouting me out and giving me some more subscribers. Welcome to all the new subscribers and all the subscribers. Thank you so much. It just means the world to me, and it's so exciting. And I have a couple of biscuit recipes on my channel. Now, I have a biscuit recipe that is the ultimate biscuit. I don't know if I can beat that recipe because they're so delicious, but I do not have a recipe using self-rising flour. And I thought, well, you know, some people want to use self-rising flour, so I should have a recipe. And also, you know, I love to test recipes. And also, I have to stop buying flours because I'm not baking enough. I buy cake flours, all-purpose flours, self-rising flour. I had to find a container to put it in. I don't even think it's big enough. But it's White Lily self-rising flour. And I know people know about White Lily flour. It's a softer wheat flour. So I'm very excited to make this biscuit. I hope you enjoy the video. And it's just a few ingredients. And I hope they turn out delicious. But I'll let you know. And let's get started. The flour. This is... my stores don't always carry it, but I found this one. And it's made from 100% soft winter wheat. And I'll tell you what it says. It says, since 1883, White Lily self-rising flour has been the light baking flour. White Lily self-rising flour is made from only 100% soft winter wheat, so biscuits always turn out high, light, and fluffy. I'm going to use the recipe right here on the back. The only thing that I'm going to do is add 1 tablespoon of sugar. So, I didn't even open the bag so I could show you guys, and I didn't want to spill it. So let me open the bag and pour it into my little container so I can measure it properly. I'm still working with my new tripod. Actually, it's a tripod stacked on another tripod, so you can see better. And I hope I don't block the view. I think this is going to work out better, so I'm really hopeful. But here's the flour, and I had to break out the old faithful Tupperware containers because I'm out of containers. Whoops! And this, I like a big container to measure flour. I like to fluff it up. Oh, I need my apron. Before I scoop it. Now you could spoon it in the flour. In the cup. But I do it this way. If a cake calls for spooning it and leveling it, I do it that way. And the white self-rising flour has the salt and baking powder in it. So now my other biscuit recipe, if you have not watched that, it's a different method, totally. And I thought about, actually, I'm not going to do it today, but I'm going to try the same technique for these biscuits one day, the next time I try them, as I do my other biscuit recipe. My other biscuit recipe is amazing, and it's from Cooks Illustrated. It's actually my best video. So there's the 2 cups of flour. I want you to be able to see it really well. Okay, and all we need is a 1/4 cup of shortening. Now, I have butter flavored shortening. It doesn't matter what kind, and mine was in the refrigerator, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to try to, break it up just a little bit. Oh, you know what? I got to add my sugar. I'm going too fast. Oh, well. I don't know. Sometimes I get a little nervous. Today I'm a little nervous, but I'm going to make it. I'm not even going to break out the table, so I'm just going to put, I just like a tiny bit of sugar, like a tablespoon. And you should mix that before you start, but it'll mix. And my oven is preheated to 475. So let's turn the bag this way again so I can read the directions. See, I have my glasses on. And all we're going to do is cut let's mix it around a little bit, cut the shortening in. So I'm sure, and you want to have a knife by you because you want to keep, I don't know if it's possible to beat the butter flavor, and you probably could substitute butter if you wanted to, but I just wanted to try this recipe. And to me, I would have added a little bit more shortening, but I'm going to follow the recipe the first time. I always have to add something different, like the sugar. I don't know why, it's just a habit I have.
Sometimes I follow it to the T, but not usually. You can see this flour is really pretty. I bought a good cake flour from Amazon, and I've only used it once. It's just, I need to find some cakes that are like 6-inch cakes instead of making the big cakes, because, you know, we don't want to eat all that. And then it's hot today, but I said, you know what? I'm in a baking mood. I'm going to turn my oven on anyway. But I thought, you know, a lot of people just want to use self-rising flour, so I'll give them a self-rising recipe. And I love biscuits. My ultimate goal is, with these biscuits, I'm going to make some breakfast sandwiches. And if you'd like to see a video on that, I'm not going to make like, you know, like 50 of them. I'm going to make just a few of them, test them in the freezer, and see how good they come out. That looks good. You don't want to overdo it. I like to get all the shortening out. I made a complete mess. Okay, now let me put my sugar up. It's in my way. Okay, now it says to use 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk. I added, let me show you, just a tiny bit extra just to make sure that they're moist enough, because it depends on the humidity and the flour and all of that. And I'm not an expert biscuit maker, I can tell you that. I was going to make blueberry scones or these self-rising biscuits today. And these you know why they won my contest? Is because I wanted to use buttermilk, and the scones didn't call for buttermilk. I love to use buttermilk. I don't know what's wrong with me lately. I just love it so much. I love the flavor it gives. Now, I don't drink it. I wish I could drink it. It's good for you. And this is a full-fat buttermilk. You could use low-fat, though. And I love my little wooden spoon to mix it. And I tell you what, I like it a little wet. This looks a little dry to me. I'm going to pour a little bit more. And that'll be about 3/4 of a cup. You want to not have big pockets of dry flour. And I put my old mat down. And you don't want to overwork it too much. I probably could knead this together. I'm going to add one more drop. So that's about right. And I also melted 2 tablespoons of butter. I love to brush the biscuits with butter before and after. All right, let's mix that flour in. I might be over mixing. I hope you can see. I thank y'all so much for watching and commenting. I get the nicest comments. I love to cook. I just love it. And sharing recipes is like, I'm so happy. I was so afraid to start YouTube. It took me 2 years to basically talk myself into it. And now I'm having so much fun. And let's put a little flour on our board. The fun part is cleaning this up. Not really, I'm just saying that. Now let's just dump it out. And this is not a huge recipe, so that's a good thing. I'm trying to get it all out. I'm going to sprinkle some flour on top. Because I got it a little wet. And you just kind of want to bring it together a little bit. They say knead it just a few times. You don't want to overwork it. And that looks good to me. And it says to roll it in a circle, and I'll tell you what it says. It says roll into a 7-inch circle to about 3/4 to an inch thick. Let me flip it over, make sure I got enough flour. Let's add a little bit more. I probably could knead it a little bit better. Now we need to move this and get my pan. And I'm just using a sheet pan today. You could probably, it also says if you want to place them an inch apart, but if you want softer biscuits, make them touch. And I want them to touch. So I better roll it a little bit. I want to make sure I got the right thickness though. That looks, and I think this is a 2.5 inch. I'm sorry I'm reaching over the camera. I want this a little thicker. And that's about how thick they are. So you can see close up. That's one. You want to try to not have to re-roll it as many times. These are looking good. I'm excited. The other day, I was practicing a pâte brisée crust, and I made blueberry hand pies. Those pies were the best pies I've ever made. If I tried to video it, I'm scared I'm going to mess it up, but I'm going to video it. My husband loved them, and we baked them. We didn't fry them. Now we're just going to kind of pat this together. That's one reason I like to leave it moist, because this way it's easier for it to come together and it's not too dried out. And I don't think I'm going to make the amount that it said on the bag, but that's okay. And mine may take a little bit longer to cook. I think I have the right thickness though. I was trying not to dirty my rolling pin because I didn't really want to wash it. But it's probably better to use a rolling pin. I just like playing with the dough. Alright. I'm going to make sure they're the same size. Now let's see what we can do with this one. I'm not trying to make this video too long, but I wanted to show you so I'm going to make, you know what, I'm just going to make 7. This one's just going to be a little funky. See? That's okay. And I want mine a little close together. So now, actually I'm going to have to cut the camera off and wash my hands. We're going to put butter on the melted butter. And this is real butter. You could probably brush them with buttermilk as well. I like the way the butter kind of makes them a crispy topping. And I'm using salted butter too, by the way. I always have a little unsalted butter in my refrigerator for certain recipes, but most of the time I use salted butter. I really like the flavor. Some people say, do not use salted butter. I have a little bit extra so I can brush them after too. This one may not be that pretty right here, but my husband will eat it. I promise you. Make sure I coat the entire top. And 475, I'm not doing it on convection. I'm doing it just regular. Sometimes I bake on convection, sometimes I don't. I got flour everywhere, so let's put it in the oven. Let me see if I can do this, so you can see me put it in the oven. So cool. I'm gonna put it in the middle. And halfway during the time, I'm gonna rotate my pan because my oven's a little uneven. So let's see, the time says 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm gonna set my timer for about 5 minutes. And I usually don't show you guys my stove this dirty, look. But it's not too bad. But I said, oh well, I'm in a hurry today. And I really want some blueberries too. So that's going to be coming up soon. I hope you like it. Anyway, I'm talking your head off. So let's say a prayer that these biscuits come out really well. And we'll have another great biscuit recipe on my channel. So excited. I apologize for that. I have to be honest. The biscuit recipe that I originally made on my channel. Now, I don't think there's any biscuit that's going to beat that recipe. That is the best recipe, but a lot of biscuits are good. That will be my favorite, probably. I just wanted to say that. But, I mean, I love all biscuits, really. And I want one with self-rising flour. White Lily, it's gonna be good. But the other ones are perfection.
not to brag. I got a book from a great friend, Mary, from Mary's Nest. She has an awesome channel about natural living. She makes homemade vinegars. She makes a great beef bone stock, chicken bone broth. She can do all kind of things, dehydrating, great channel. But she sent me a book. It was so sweet, and it has a lot of cakes with self-rising flour. So I needed some self-rising flour. So there's another excuse for another.
For 8 minutes, I think they're probably very, very close. But I'll tell you what I did. They're not brown enough for me, so I brushed a little bit more butter on. I'm gonna pop them in the oven for about 1 more minute, and they should be ready. The little butter trick worked. They got a little bit crispier on top. Now I'm gonna put more butter on top, and this is totally optional. You don't have to do that. And I also put butter in the middle, but I think they came out really well. I think mine took a little bit longer because I think they're a little bit thicker than an inch. And this was about 4 tablespoons of butter that I melted. They look delicious. So good. I have to be in the mood for biscuits. I only crave them every once in a while. I don't make them often. But there's nothing like homemade biscuits. And I'm very pleased with these. Very pleased. So they're very hot. So I want to open one up. I'm going to let it cool off for just a second. I'm going to show you. I'm not very good at... I'm practicing so hard to take thumbnails. But look how pretty these are. I mean, these are pretty. I just am so happy with this. This is my favorite one. They're pretty even. They're pretty evenly. I did well patting them. So let's cut the one of the prettiest ones open, so you can see what the inside looks like. And I have my little pats of butter. I like to butter them, but I might save some of them to make biscuit breakfast sandwiches. Let's look at the inside. There's the inside. Nice and moist. That's what I like anyway. And of course I like butter. And I like it on both sides. And then I close it like so. And sometimes I like it with, let me tell all my bad secrets. Sometimes I like it with syrup. And sometimes I like it with homemade strawberry jam. Sometimes, mostly, that's it, mostly. I like grape jam too. So I'm gonna let this melt a little bit, and I'm by myself, so we're gonna do a taste test by ourselves, but it's gonna be okay. I'm very happy with these. Look at, I hope you try this recipe. It was really easy, and I will be making it again. And you know, one thing about baking biscuits, they bake pretty quickly. So your oven doesn't have to be on too long when it gets hot outside.
Oh my goodness, the glare. I turned off my big light. Anyway, I halved it and I put grape jam on half of it. And the other half I'm just going to leave plain. We're going to do a little taste test. But I'll tell you what, I can already tell the texture. These are good. Sorry. That kombucha tea makes the mouth dry. I noticed. So I have to drink some water with it. This is really a good recipe. You know, I need a better picture. I think it's my kitchen light. Anyway, I thought I would notice. Well, I put so much butter on the biscuit, you don't miss it in the recipe. Let's try this out with the grape jam, and I want you to just see the light and fluffiness of it. It's really a good biscuit. And I just noticed that I think I'm out of strawberry jam. And I make vanilla strawberry jam. I have a video on it. Well, so good. I'm so happy. I'm sorry. I get so excited, you guys. Another delicious biscuit recipe. I'll just call this one self-rising flour biscuits or something. But give these recipes a try. I have to get ready for dinner because I made a delicious recipe yesterday and I did video it. And I hope you like it. I don't know when I'm going to load it, but it is delicious. So I have to heat that up for my family. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you guys so much. I know I talked a lot. I apologize. But it's fun talking to you. So if you have any questions or comments, oh, and I'll also leave the recipe underneath the description. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more delicious recipes. And if you have any requests, if I can make it, I'd love to hear them. So, anyway, Ella's not here to wave. I will wave. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.